Welcome back to Lucor Automotive Services. Today I'm working on an S10 Blazer, 1996 vintage. It's OBD2 roller valve train, or at least roller cam, so it uses modern oils. But ironically, this is now a vintage or a historic vehicle. It is 25 years old. That's hard to believe. I'm used to, I still see some of these things running around. Most of them are rotted to pieces. There's just nothing left of them because these were pretty good about rusting back in the day. But this is a 119,000 mile, I guess you'd call it a survivor. It was owned by a lady a couple towns over. She drove like 6 miles to work and back every day in it. And I picked it up under $3,000 for a winter beater. I'm going to go through it, make sure that it's everything's good to go and everything is ready for the next owner in spring or whenever somebody needs a car, because I tend to buy old cars and fix them up, and then when people need them I sell them and let them go down the line. Now, Austin thinks it's completely crazy that I would drive this thing around. It's actually not that bad. I actually owned a 1988 GMC Jimmy, which was the first year for the Vortec V6. It was throttle body injected, but it was a good truck. It got me through college and had a lot of fun in it. But I figured I'd wrap up my day today with this guy. Nothing major. I had to put an evaporative vent solenoid in it, which is already done, and I have an oil cooler line that's leaking, so I'm going to finish putting that in, and then I'm going to go home for the day. I've already finished up a 6-liter diesel injector job, mowed the yard here at the shop, pulled Austin's AMX in and tightened up the sway bar links because they were loose, pulled the front wheels off, put new valve stems in them because he had a valve stem that kept leaking, and every time I went to move the car I'd have a flat tire, so I got tired of doing that. So that's resolved. Then I took it for a test drive because the car's a hoot. What else did I do today? I put a throttle body on a Jeep Patriot and reprogrammed it, test drove that. That car's done. And there's something else I did. But at any rate, we'll get moving forward on this video because I'm going to wrap up this oil cooler line, and then I'm going to pull in a, what is that thing? It's a Dodge. I always want to call it a Mitsubishi 3000 GT, but it's, what is it, a Dodge RT something? I don't even know what the car is. Austin loves these things. He has 3 of them. This one he has let go to a friend of his, and I'm going to get it in the shop so that we can get it running, hopefully, and get it off my property, move it down the line into Jim's garage, and let him play with it. So let me get this oil cooler line done. We'll get that thing loaded up and put in the rack up there where I just got the 6-liter out of here. But hey, man, this is a nice productive day. Got a lot done. Gonna have to head home here pretty soon. I actually have to run a couple towns over tomorrow to pick up a 6-liter diesel engine for an excursion I have sitting out front, so that I can get moving on that project. We're just going to drop I'm going to reseal the engine and put it's a 150,000 mile engine in it, so it'll have new injectors, all new gaskets and seals, new head bolts, and yeah, it'll make somebody a good truck. Those excursions bring pretty good revenue for resale when they're decent. This one's actually not very rusty, which is good because those things are really bad about rust. Aha! This car's actually had quite a bit of work done to it. New rear axle bearings, axle seals, new rear diff fluid, new shocks all the way around, new upper control arm on this side, new tires, new brakes, new U-joints, bunch of little stuff. Intake manifold gaskets have been done. That's an important one on these V6s from the 96 to all the way up till the end of the 4.3 V6, which they used in the pickups all the way past, I don't know, 2004, 2000, something up there. It was a long time they ran that 4.3 V6. It's a great engine. Easy peasy. Let's, you know what? I'm gonna leave the lower shroud off because I'm gonna take this thing and clean it to get all the schmutz out from under this engine bay. I'll put that cover back on Monday. Set these guys aside so they don't get lost. Which means I'm done under here. Got my new clips for my oil cooler lines. Oh, I need to put those guys back on. There we go. This is the evap vent solenoid. It's a 20-minute change out. Nothing too major. Hopefully that'll make my engine light go out. It should. I'll clear it and it probably won't come back. Old clippies. Where did I put my new clippies? Look at that. They were right where I left them. Go figure. You're gonna fight me because you're in a precarious spot. Mr. Compressor. Oh, I put that one on the wrong order. I needed to be on first. It's tucked under. Darn it. What I get for thinking I know what the heck I'm doing. Ah, no big deal. I'll pick you. Oh, well, this isn't very fun watching me fumble around with this mess. Alright, I'm going to guess nobody cares about old Chevrolet S10s. So we're going to get moving on to the important part of this episode, which is a Dodge Stealth RT. This Dodge Stealth RT was actually purchased for the rear bumper, and then after he bought it, he figured out that it didn't have an actual Dodge Stealth RT rear bumper on it because the twin turbo Stealth RTs have dual exhaust, and this rear bumper does not have that. So it's been sitting in my backyard in an auto cocoon ever since. It's time to make this thing run and make it go down the road again, because these are actually pretty cool cars. Let me get it in the shop. '92. 1992 Mitsubishi 3000 GT. Actually, it's a Dodge Stealth RT. So this is not a turbo car. Actually in pretty good shape. You can stick a battery in it. I think it needs a camshaft position sensor. At least that's what it was alluded to on this. So we're gonna put some parts in it that he thinks it needs. We're gonna see if we can make it run. If we make it run, we'll fix the clutch, because the clutch sleeve is the pedal stuck in the down position. Luckily for us, it's an external slave cylinder, so it should be pretty easy to bleed and or replace the components. So, got it racked up. That's about all I'm going to do for today. I had a pretty busy day today. But this thing is set for me to hit the ground running Monday morning. Do whatever I got to do to this thing to make it run. And move forward on it. So actually got a lot of good parts. The dash isn't cracked. The interior looks nice. Not a lot of rust on the chassis that I can see so far. It's actually pretty clean, I gotta say. So this is a front wheel drive, manual shift, the V6. That's good to know. I have to see what the title says this thing is. Got a little crunchy there. That can be straightened out pretty quick. Yeah, that'll, ooh, oh, my fingers. Give me my fingers back. We can straighten that out real quick. All right. Morning. That's not what I was expecting. So I'm going to put a new cam sensor on it, which is right here on these first gen ones. Oh, my light just died. I guess I should. Looks kind of gross in there. Get a center mass. Looks about dead center. We'll set it up there to begin with. Don't know exactly what the process is to set that, but I'm sure I'm about to find out. That was easy enough. Let's find a battery that'll fit this. Looks like it just uses straps for hold downs. I don't think that wiper blade is going to work very well. Serious air intake. That's probably a that was probably a high dollar part back in the day. Alright, that's that. There. Let's pull the wheel and put the crank pulley back on. Find some hardware. Oh, that moves around a lot. That moves around a lot. Click. Will it run? Should run. The build's not horrible. Front cover. Well, I do not appear to have the old power steering belt, so I'll just stick a new one on it. Man, these engines are crammed in this engine bay. That's loose. Motor mount's loose. Keep finding stuff hidden under the seat. Looks like a plug cover. A little concerned that the valve cover bolts are loose. Guess I'll go ahead and tighten those up while I'm at it. Only goes on one way. Uh-oh. Hold water? I don't know.
So then we turn the key and see what happens?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, it's as together as it
Hey,
goes.
that's the sensor?
Yeah, I already put it on.
So, but I was like, you have a... You didn't have to take the car apart at all, dog. It's like right here. Never mind. It's fine.
Fine, I'll give you your $1,200. Or whatever it was.
Yeah. And then got it back here and realized that somebody had swapped the RT bumper that I bought the car for off the car and put an SL bumper on the rear. So the whole reason I bought this car,
Right, it was for
it didn't have the right bumper.
Because it's supposed to be a dual exhaust outlet.
And somebody had swapped it to a single exhaust.
Hey, there's a big ass yellow spider.
Yeah, he's not yellow, he's white.
Oh.
And he jumps.
Oh, okay.
He jumped from the strut tower to where pretty close to where he's at now earlier, and I'm like, oh, hello, I'm not going to bother you if you don't bother me.
I'm going over here.
I don't like spiders, and I don't like playing with spiders, so we're just going to leave each other alone and coexist.
I promise not to kill you, you don't infect me, and everything's going to be fine.
Right, don't give me something that, gives me a staph infection. Hey, those bolts are missing too. Dang it. Figure out something for those guys. I'll have to find bolts for the other guys. I keep finding missing bits. I don't like finding missing bits.
It's the same battery that I had to go
My
get.
mitts are too big for this car.
Hmm?
I said my mitts are too big for this car.
You need to be a small Japanese person. This was not built by big, thick American men. Small, dexterous Japanese man build car. Show the fine people at home how beautiful this car looks underneath.
I think I talked about it. I don't think I'd walk under it though.
The adjustable rear control arms.
Right? Because you need that.
This car is so much cleaner than all the other ones. Like even the line covers, those are destroyed on mine. I mean, it's got a lot of spiders. A lot of spiders.
They do that when they sit in the back lot for 2 years.
Or
3
years, also.
or 4. How many years is this one? Is it?
3.
3.
No, it was right after I brought my. No, it was probably 4.
I would say 3 would be COVID, so because
Yeah.
we're almost 3 years since 2020.
Yeah,
Because it's the end of October.
yeah. It's been 4 years.
The last 3 years are a blur,
Yeah,
like a blur, man.
They only count as one.
It's.
Somebody's been in the transfer case because there's
There's no transfer case. There's a
But the
transmission.
transmission, because it's glued together with orange RTD.
Oh God.
That's always a good sign.
That's always
We're not gonna worry about that. It'll be fine.
be all right. Let's see if this thing rolls over. Oh, it does. Ooh, it builds compression. That's a good sign. All right. Let's see what the starter does.
It probably would roll itself to the hood.
It might.
Did it roll over?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. She got a roll in her?
I haven't got enough for you.
God dang. She even got a roll in her.
Oh, you know what? That's the negative. We'll not
On the red cables?
we'll not hook that up that way. What kind of a jamoke uses red wrapped wire for his grounds? Good thing that could have ended badly. That's probably the right one. You want to run down and get 5 gallons of fresh premium, or do you want to fire it up on the sludge that's in it from 4 years ago?
From who knows how long ago. It's sat in the
Oh yeah,
storage.
it's sat in the storage unit for however many years.
I have no idea.
Clearly, it wasn't owned by a guy like Cam, because it would have been running in a week if Cam was.
This is. Yeah, I should probably. That would be smart.
There's a red can right in front of you.
That would be smart. And I happen to have just parked the Volvo right in front of this thing.
Hey, it's got power. Hey, it's got a Pioneer.
Yeah. That's why it's got those super fancy schmancy.
The radio works.
Oh, there it
comes on.
Fans come on. Locks work. Power windows work. Kind of. The up and down headlights work.
It's showing 1/8 of a tank.
Oh! We've got headlights. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. Just the tip?
So, what's the over-under on this thing starting when you turn the key?
Well, it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to bend the valves.
No.
No, don't think it'll bend the valves.
No.
It rolls. Oops.
Don't do that.
It rolls over, and I can feel compression, so it feels pretty good. So as long as timing belt's on correctly, which might be, should be fine. The big question will be whether or not the fuel pump fires.
Whether or not the ECU is healthy. That
Well,
is the
especially
Achilles
with
heel.
especially with the battery cables being labeled incorrectly.
Also true. That is the Achilles heel of these cars, is the ECU.
We'll see here in a minute. It's got 5 gallons of fresh petrol.
Grade A premium non-Russian
Non-Russian petrol.
non-Russian petrol. Problem is our refineries are built. That was on camera.
That was classy.
Lucor had an accident. Just a little accident. What is that sound?
Good.
What is that sound?
Let's just say that that's not great.
I would have expected it to turn over a little faster than that. And maybe not make that tuk-tuk sound.
Yeah.
Did it look like somebody done a timing belt?
Oh, a timing belt looks fine. I don't know that somebody did a timing belt, but... I made a basket on that one.
You couldn't do that twice if you tried.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
That's actually pretty funny. Well, good thing I'm taking the valve cover off, I guess.
Yeah.
Does it run? No, it does not.
No, it is not.
It's not been maintained. Where'd you go, little fella? You probably went all the way down to the oil pan, though, in my book. Sure as shit, it went all the way down that guy right there. The oil return passage.
Oh, you're kidding.
Nope. It's alright, it'll just sit on the bottom of the oil pan.
It's fine. It's fine.
Got it.
Oh god.
I'm gonna guess there's no point in me buying a Powerball ticket tonight because I just used up all my luck for the day.
Well, it doesn't sound particularly healthy, this motor.
Not scored. The click you're hearing is probably bled down lifters.
First gens are very notorious for having seriously bad lifter problems. Everything's going up and down like it's supposed to.
Well, it's broke. So I don't hear the fuel pump. Let's check it for spark.
It's even turning over rather slow.
It's turning over really slow. Kind of like it's got spun main bearings, yes.
I mean, there's obviously no...
And there's no oil up here yet.
Yeah.
That's upside down. It's like that. That'll flip it right way.
Yeah, put the hole you could drop things in on the bottom.
Right, put the hole I dropped the bolt in right there. That's funny. That's funny. It went all the way into the oil pan, and that I got it back out.
Yeah. Huh.
I think the guy lied to you about it being a running car.
On Facebook Marketplace?
Surprise there.
No way.
Oh, it just needs a cam sensor. It'll run just fine. All right, push it outside. Unless he wants to pay me to fix it.
Well, he's cool with spending some money on it. So you got spark?
Yeah, I'll check spark, check pulse on the injector. Can you crank that over for me? Since you're in there.
Clutch on the floor?
Yes, it needs clutch work. Crank it again. Got spark. Again. Crank again. got spark, we don't have pulse. Fuel injectors are not firing. It's very possible. Well, no pulse is either PCM issue or wiring issue.
These are notoriously bad for PCMs. I know that because I have a dead PCM sitting on my desk from my other.
A surprise.
But I'm also worried about.
Send it out, bro. Do the research. Have them to build it.
I mean, it's like 6 volts. It's super easy to pull out.
Oh, it's only a couple $100. I mean, there's diagnostic I can do to verify why we don't have pulse. But. Those lobes are down, so they're actually compressed, but these are definitely bent valves. There shouldn't be that much slack. Which I can verify that real quick. I'll show you, because I'll just put air in and it'll blow out through the intake with the because I know the lobes aren't depressed.
Yeah.
So I'll put air in and that'll verify. Big valves are bent. Which actually, if I pull that one out,
I'd say you should be able to feel the air coming out of the hole. Yeah, you can already feel it, even with the plug still in it.
crank it over. That's a dead hole. I like how it backfires through the other cylinder. That means it's backfiring out of this cylinder, which means it's being fired through the intake from another cylinder. Crank it. Nothing. It's got dead holes. That explains why it's got a new timing belt on it. Motor's huffed. That also explains why the spark plugs were loose and the valve cover was off.
Yeah. Jim, we've got bad news. So we have compression in one cylinder?
One on the front bank. And we're still firing the spark plugs, and I'm getting combustion through the front cylinder, which means there's bent valves in the back head too. So and I'm not so sure that I haven't seen oil pressure on this thing yet either. It must have pulse now. It must have pulse now because it's firing.
Oh, the injectors?
Well, I mean, it's firing, so it's got to have, or it's got a fuel injector that's leaking. So this parts car remains a parts car. But it's time for it to leave my lot, so do what you will with it. Putting LS in it.
I was dumb. You know,
Go get him, Americoat.
Hey Rich, you forgot to turn the camera off again.
Well, we took a minute and spoke to one of the local Mitsubishi Dodge Stealth gurus, and he advised us that, you know, if you might want to double check the timing, because it could be just one tooth off and it'll backfire into other cylinders through the intake. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure it's got bent valves, but I'll double check the timing anyway. Let's be, you know, let's be diligent and make sure we're calling a dead horse a dead horse. Our compression showed 0 compression in both outer front cylinders. I didn't check the rears because I already know the engine needs to come out. So I went ahead and put it back in time. I pulled off the crank pulley, double checked my timing marks. All my timing marks look good. And to verify, my cam lobes are up and there's play on the cam followers. Also here, my cam lobes are up. There's play on the cam followers. I put compressed air into this cylinder. I have air coming out here, and I have air coming out the intake, and that's with all cam lobes up, so the valves should be closed. I have double verified that this engine needs to come out, be torn down, and valves be put into the cylinder heads. I would not just do heads on this engine because of how slow it cranks over. I'm afraid there's bottom end damage as well. I didn't see any scoring on the cam lobe that I pulled up, but that doesn't mean there's not bottom end damage. So with how slow the engine cranks over, I would advise this customer the engine needs to be pulled. Engine needs a full tear down, go through it, all new gaskets, seals, bearings, valves, valve grind, put it all back together. Whether or not the customer's going to do that, I doubt it, but that's what you run into with old cars. Sometimes the story does not end well. This car will most likely end up getting parted out so that other versions of this car can live on. But that's where we're going to cut it off today. I'm going to roll this thing outside and get on to something a little more productive. So, thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. Have a great day.